Kimberly, bowled with good pace, good rhythm, and then got injured, and now she's back to the South African side.
She's very good on the drive, is Maya Boucher. She's got it's one of her strengths, the drive. She's good with the pull as well.
And this is just the bowler searching, trying to get it right. Because of the first delivery that she bowls, it's short, it's wide. And on this occasion, she's just trying to get it there, get it in an area where hopefully it will be a dot ball or something, but it's too full. And just good batting. Puts it away for 4.
More runs. This time around, square of the wicket. There was a slight hand to it at backward point, but this outfield is quick. It was actually something that Heather Knight mentioned at the toss. She said the outfield looks good, it looks quick.
TV umpire to direct a boundary check, please. Stand by, girls.
Faith Tunnicliffe with the save.
Yeah. Can you take it back, please? Can you take it back, please? Yeah, nice and slow. The ball is now contact with the hand. Do you have any other angles, please? Can you take it back? Yeah, this frame is nice. Yeah, nice and slow. Yeah, it's a boundary 4. Go back to on-field umpire, please. Stand by. Yeah, signal now.
Namali Pereira, the third umpire, just making sure on that one. In the end, Faith Tunnicliffe's first effort back in international cricket, just not able to pull that back. This outfield is lightning quick.
Yeah, that's why it's so difficult to defend here, because of the outfield and normally how good this pitch is. And your lines and lengths have to be perfect. On that occasion, slightly short. And it's a good chase. Unfortunately, Faye can't stop this one, but a good effort.
Gone! Tasman Brits with safe hands at mid-wicket. It was looping towards her and dying on her.
Yeah, and maybe that's just what Fluby needs. A little bit of luck. She's not really hitting the deck hard, and this one was a little bit of a floater once again. And Maya just tries to turn this one to the leg side, and she's got such good hands. Tasman Brits. A little bit on the leg side. She just clips this one, and a comfortable catch. A good catch, actually, because it was dying as it was reaching her, and some confidence for the youngster. And England, they lose their first wicket as Bushia gone for 9. England 15 for 1.
The score is 15 for 1.
Sophia Dunkley in her new position at number 3. Into the surface again by Klubi.
Yeah, so you probably look at that previous delivery, and that's normally what she's trying to do. And this one, it's a little bit straighter. She just closes the face too quickly, and a comfortable catch for Tasman Brits. And hopefully that's the confidence that she might just need, getting that first wicket.
2 for Klubi in the over. Massive for her after what was such a tough day in East London. Is this her turning things around?
Yeah, she'll be hoping that, because if you look at that over and the build up to the over, it was a wide, then a boundary, then another boundary, then she gets a wicket, and look at this delivery. Bit of pace, inside edges, but that's what she normally does with the ball. And you can just see how happy she is by getting a second. Dunkley's gone without scoring. England now 15 for 2.
Number 4 for England, Natalie Silver Grant. It's 15 for 2.
Nat Silverbrunt in. Player of the match in the previous game. She's got work to do here. It's 15 for 2.
Yeah, that's just the start South Africa needed. Win the toss, try and get early wickets in this power play. And Fluby, after having such a tough day in his London, has come back and picked up 2 crucial wickets here for South Africa.
A couple of wickets that she got was quite a bit straighter. One that got her first wicket was right on the pads of Boucher. This one was much straighter. There was an interesting conversation with Ayanda Klubi and Nondomiso Shangasi before she picked up her first wicket. Now, Nondomiso Shangasi knows her well because she's her captain domestically. And she had a little chat with Nadine de Klerk, also being involved in that conversation. And I wonder what was said there and if that maybe gave Klubi just a little bit of a lift, maybe calmed her down for one to think more clearly and pick up those couple of wickets. And those moments are really important. Now, Nadine de Klerk bowled beautifully the other day. She's got a few variations, does Nadine de Klerk, but she won't be happy with that line.
Yeah, especially with the field that the captain has set for her. It's a very strong offside field, and this one, it's a little bit of a looseness, isn't it? Just a little bit on the leg side, and anyway, it's not going to miss out on that one. Just helps it on its way for a boundary.
These two also know each other very well. They've played together for a long, long time, so you'd expect their responses between the wickets to be good. Nadine de Klerk took 2 for 20 in the first game. Scored with the bat too. Huge contribution for her in that first game. Good all-round effort. It's a lot of bounce there. What a fantastic player Nat Silverbrunt is. Easily up there with one of the best all-rounders in the world, maybe that the game has actually ever seen. She is fantastic. She's got the calmest head as well. It's very rare to see her panic. Getting the line wrong again. With this outfield, it will race away.
No, she'll be very disappointed with that effort. Nadine de Klerk, she needs to understand that this is a crucial period for South Africa. Having picked up the 2 wickets, and that's her strength. Leg side, we saw in the previous game how many runs she scored on the leg side, and again with fine leg up in the circle there.
Silverbrunt wanted the second, but anyway, Hodge wasn't interested.
Don't go, Fred! Fred!
Just put down. It was flying away from her all the time. In the end, it's put down, 25 for 2.
You're hoping as a keeper, aren't you? You're hoping that just sticks. But unfortunately for Nadine de Klerk, the over's gone for 10 runs already in the first over. There was a slip in place, but it's a great effort by Jafta. Slashed and so close.
Chance put down in the previous over with the bowling of Nadine de Klerk. On the other end, Ayana Hlubi is going to bowl her second after picking up 2 in her first. It's not the length to bowl to Nat Sitterbrandt. They've got a mid-wicket in place at the moment because we're in that power play, but you've got to get it fuller to Nat Sitterbrandt because she stands so deep in her crease.
Interesting field as well, the fact that they've got fine leg back and third as well on the boundary, and those are the 2 fielders patrolling that boundary. It's probably the length that she needs to bowl.
Turned out a good evening because we had some rain earlier on and some thunder and lightning. It's turned out a good evening. The first England women's player in T20 internationals to get to 3,000 runs. She's the 10th to do it overall. And Danny Whitehodge, who's been in a purple patch of form, looking good again.
Yes, what a wonderful way to bring it up. It's just a lovely shot. Just advances a touch and down the ground, powerfully struck as well. The bowler had no chance to stop this one. And another boundary, but a wonderful player.
She's a superb player. And she's just gone past Mooney as well. Beth Mooney from Australia. She is so good at creating width outside the off stump. You put her down, she's going to make you pay.
Now that's the length, isn't it? That's the length that Hlubi will bowl with this field set. But look where she is. She's quite deep in her crease, and one of the overs, the first one, her first boundary came from backward point, and on this occasion again almost goes for 6, just short of the boundary. Hlubi under pressure again.
Overcorrection now from Hlubi going too straight. But she's got protection at fine leg. Just getting a little too straight this time around.
I think it was on Sunday when we spoke about how South Africa will be tested with these youngsters, and it'll be a good opportunity to see where the youngsters are at and what needs to be done going forward. And they will be tested against such a quality side.
$35 for 2 it is after 4.
That is the end of program number 4. Ladies and gentlemen, save the date. The 8th of December 2024. England and South Africa will be playing the 4th ODI in South Africa, fighting against.
It's turned out to be a very good day in Benoni, considering the rain we had earlier on. It was dark and overcast. The covers won for a time. Covers have been off for a while, and there's also been a strong breeze across the ground, so you expect that to dry it out. It's not going to be a dry summer of cricket, that is for sure. It's going to be very, very exciting. Of course, we've got this tour going on at the moment. Sri Lanka are here already. That test match has started. And then we've got Pakistan coming to South African shores after they finish their tour in Zimbabwe. And we've got the Betway SA20 coming up as well, season number 3. Good to take advantage of the power play for as long as you can.
Hey, it's turning out to be a very good partnership. 2 quality batters, 2 experienced cricketers for England, and putting South Africa under pressure. Even though they've lost the 2 wickets, their intent is still there. Just a little bit of width from Marks, and free of the arms for Danny White. And pressure again, the first ball going for a boundary.
It's been 8 fours so far in this innings, so 32 runs in boundaries, 139, so high boundary count. Most of it coming from White Hodge. All hands from White Hodge. It's good.
Good, Yamos! Good, Yamos!
Doesn't go to hand. South Africa need a little bit of luck on their side at the moment. It's not coming.
Yeah, it's width again, isn't it? Just too much width. It's a little bit short, but it's a quality shot at the end by White Hodge. Intent quite clear, powerfully struck, even though the bowler's hoping that this goes to hand. Just clears the fielder. And it's another boundary.
There's been an update to the squad for England. You see just in the front of your screen towards the right-hand side, just put the cup down. Suren Smale, 19 years of age, joining the England side, T20 internationals and for the test side as well. Extra bounce, straighter. Bess Heath, unfortunately, has fractured a thumb, so she'll be going home. They've also added Rihanna McDonald-Gay, who's just 20 years of age, to their test squad as well. So a few changes from England's point of view. Suren Smale is a wicketkeeper batter herself. So like for like with the replacement of Bess Heath. Yeah, it's a good adjustment from Elise Marie Marks. On target. It's 43 for 2. It's 1 over left of the power play. And there's 43 on the board already. So it's a really good start from a runs point of view for England. De Klerk's first over was expensive, mostly because she just got too many down the leg side. South Africa looking to break this partnership. It's worth 28 from 19. They've used 3 bowlers so far, and they're going to add to that bowling card right now. South Africa made a couple of changes today, and one of those is Chloe Tryon, who should have been there for the first game, but sadly after her duties in WBBL, her flights were delayed and cancelled, and it took her a little while to get home, a lot longer than she was expecting. So she's back in the side. Left arm finger spin that she's been using for the last about 4 years. Be an interesting contest between these two.
That's a good period as well, isn't it? You sort of look at this partnership, which is 29 of just 20 deliveries, and if South Africa could maybe pick up one more wicket here in this power play, it just looks a little bit different. But the problem is if they don't pick up a wicket and they leak a little bit more, then it becomes a little bit more tougher in that middle period because of these two players having been there for some time. So an important over this for South Africa to try and maybe just get one more.
No extra cover on the boundary at the moment, and there's also a mid-wicket on the boundary as well. There's the two fielders that are allowed out of the 25-yard circle. Well, it's very short from Chloe Tryon, and she's lucky that White Hodge doesn't quite get hold of it.
Make sure, here we go, girl, here we go. Wudu. Yeah. Yeah, Chloe.
Yeah, it's a bit of length.
Here we go.
Oh, no, how tough it is.
Up, Chloe.
Just arrived in the country a few days ago from Australia, and you find yourself having to do some duty.
Oh dear, that was nearly a no ball. If that was off the cut strip, it would have been a no ball. Yeah, there's a few of them in this series that have come off the WBBL duties. It's not easy. That's quite a time difference you've got to deal with.
Ooh, Turkey. Yes, back. There we go, Claire.
Sipilila Gaza, the standing umpire at the moment, judges that not to be a wide.
One. Chloe,
I don't think it's the best over she's ever bowled, but she'll be happy with the result in the end. It's 48 for 2. It was England that was asked to have a bat first after South Africa won the toss. And they were hoping that their opening partnership would bring about some runs. Danny White-Hodge has been in a great bit of form. She would have been hoping for much of the same from the other end. Started okay for Boucher until she eventually fell to an excellent catch from Brits off the bowling of Hlubi, who then a couple of balls later got Sophia Dunkley as well. Since then, South Africa had one opportunity to get Danny White-Hodge, but otherwise she's been very strong in her boundary hitting and has had 6 so far in her innings of 29.
And a Reed Johnson. At the end of the power play, England are on 48 for 2.
So a bit of respite for South Africa as the power play ends, and here's Annery Dirksen.
In the air, and oh, missed a gilt-edged chance down at third man. And that is a huge let-off. It's another let-off for the England side. Danny White-Hodge put down for the second time, and this one was certainly a really simple chance.
Yes, it was a short and wide delivery. It's a short and wide delivery, and Danny White-Hodge went for all of it. But unfortunately, Mlaba just didn't pick it up.
Yeah, she's misjudged it badly. It'll give you an indication of the pace and the surface that it carries to third man. South Africa have been very wayward. Their lines and lengths have been mightily inconsistent. Yes, they've picked up the 2 wickets, but they've given a lot of freebies to a very polished English side. She will not enjoy that moment, because she'll hide her head at this moment. This is straight down her throat, and Danny White-Hodge knows it. Oh, please miss it. Misjudged badly.
Yeah, coming in a little bit too quickly there. There's Anne-Marie Dirksen, young in her career. 20 matches now, actually, so not that young anymore, but needs to improve on that average and the economy.
Doesn't bowl enough, probably, getting an opportunity here this evening out of force of circumstance. Cut down towards third man, 4 more, 2 short, 2 wide, and South Africa are peppering the White Hodge strength.
Yeah, it's another easy boundary 4 there for White Hodge. She's too good for that. Short, wide. Easily dealt with. Yeah, she's really... Anne-Marie Dirksen really is seen as the batting all-rounder. Not really had that much opportunity with a ball.
But she can do a job, and I think at the moment Laura Wolfhart's just looking for one of her seamers to run up and hit a top of fourth or fifth stump on a good length. It's been way too short. I think whether they've been encouraged by the extra pace and bounce in the surface and they've thumped it in and back of a length. Whereas just kiss the surface here, and it'll be. We saw a couple of deliveries from Elise Marie Marks that were around about fourth or fifth stump, drawing the batter forward, which was a far better line and length to bowl than back of a length.
Yeah, that's a better one. A lot straighter this time. But yeah, Brett, I agree with you. You know, they've got to keep it. It is a nice track by the look of it. This time it's a lot straighter at the batsman. But to keep that, you know, fuller length as well.
Absolutely. I mean, I like the variety there. Twice when she's been forced by the bouncer to get on the back foot, she hasn't looked that comfortable. When there's width, she cuts with the best of them. In the air, but just short of mid-off. But a far better line and length from Anne-Marie Dirksen.
Yes, I think it's the sort of track that you can't bowl short and wide on, Brett.
Look at this. It's a cut-a-thon. There's a bit of use of the feet down the wicket, but most of them going back, slashing square. There's width, too much of it. And she's staying leg side of the ball and almost saying, follow me, but nobody has, and she's just cut them to ribbons. Now through cover for 4. This is wonderful batting by White Hodge in England. End of 7. It's 61 for 2.
Yeah, this time was fuller in length, but Danny White was ready for it. Beautifully driven through the offside there, found the gap.
I think the key to her batting is, look where she is. She's actually outside leg stumps. She's saying, you can have a crack at the stumps, but you give me any width, I just free the arms and find the fence. It's been an exhibition.
It's good to be back at Willimore, isn't it, Brett?
Well, I didn't think we'd get cricket when we landed today coming up from Durban. It was raining when I left Durban, and that test match was washed out after South Africa 80 for 4 against Sri Lanka. Good toss to win down at Kingsmead. Landed here in a storm, and it was really chucking it down. The fact that we've got cricket is wonderful. Can she redeem herself after her error in the field? And Nkululeko Mlaba was so good in the World Cup. Those are really good numbers. 50 wickets at 23s. The reverse sweep, beautifully, impishly played. That will disrupt a bowler's thoughts. Away for 4 from Siva Brunt.
Yeah, Mlaba coming into the attack. Beautifully played there by Siva Brunt.
23.
Just waited for it and used the reverse sweep early on.
Now, what it's done is exactly what Nat Siva Brunt wants. The field before this delivery, there was a mid-wicket in and one behind square on the offside, but quite square. She's reverse sweep to get the fielding alteration, vacant mid-wicket, so she will work the onside as she did interminably down in East London.
Yeah, it's a good call there, Brett. Manipulating the field. And I guess that's the class of Nat Siva Brunt.
It is. It just shows her presence of mind. The 50 partnership between these two has come up inside 6 overs. It's a good rate. It's 9 and over. If they want to, they've got the mid-wicket in for Danny White Hodge, but that offside field, the point is way too square. Got to get a lot finer in order to try and cover that late cut or the reverse sweep should it be played. Full toss, slower ball, bunted down the ground.
One nice, one nice.
coming back for the second.
Yes, good running by Wyatt Hodge and Siva Brunt. Making it into a 2, already 7 off this over.
Strike rate of 148. It's been special. Full toss in the air, down the ground, and all the way for 6.
Here we go, Kuli. Here we go, Kuli.
Yeah, Mlabere missing the lens completely. Worked out into a full toss, and Danny Wyatt Hodge was ready for it.
Here we go, Kuli. Here we go.
All the way downtown for the maximum.
It's a great shot, but it's a poor delivery. It's a knee-high full toss. Hit me where you like. Danny Wyatt Hodge says, I'll go straight, and clears the straight boundary. Beautifully struck, takes her to 49. But this is indifferent from South Africa's premier left-arm spinner. She's gone for 13 already in the over. Through cover, 50 for Danny Wyatt Hodge. It will come up with a boundary. She's hit 10 fours and a 6 in that innings of 53 not out. Her 17th 50, her second versus South Africa. She is a quality player and gets the acknowledgement she deserves after a special start this for England.
Yeah, Danny Wyatt Hodge been around for a long, long time for the English team. Striking at almost 171 strike rate.
The body language of the South African side now looks very defeatist. Somehow they've got to turn themselves around mentally. Short, cut, quicker though. Big over, 17 from it, 8 done, 78 for 2, England rollicking along.
Go, Nike, go, Nike.
Yeah, South Africa making early inroads there with the early wickets of Boucher and Dunkley. But since then, it's all been the partnership between Danny Wyatt Hodge and Siva Brunt, showing their experience.
A lot of boundaries in that 78 for 2. And that'll give you an indication of South Africa's error in line and length. Very difficult to set a field against it. 14 fours and 1 6. What's that? That's 62 in boundaries, if my maths is correct. And that's just way too many from a South African perspective in terms of the waywardness of their attack. Can they find a heroine? That's a better line and length.
Good night, good night.
Yeah, Nadine de Klerk back into the attack and starts with a precious dot ball at this stage. But yeah, just in 8.1 overs, Brett. That's a big boundary count.
Yeah, look, it's a good pitch. It's got pace in it. It comes onto the bat nicely, but they've been so wayward of South Africa in the face of this Wyatt Hodge onslaught. Oh, that's brilliant. That is absolutely brilliant. Shuffled across. It was almost taken off middle stump and flicked away behind square. Trademark Nat Siva Brunt.
Yeah, a wonderful shot here by Nat Siva Brunt. Just gave herself some room again and took it really off the leg stump.
That's her area, isn't it, Cass? I mean, we saw in East London she scored 80% to the onside because she can get across, but South Africa, you still would think, would be lining her up to bowl a lot wider and fuller outside off stump to try and negate this onside onslaught. They've got the field to defend the onslaught. Mid on out, long on, mid wicket and deep square, but fine legs up, and she does play that lap very well from straight. That's better. At least she could control the field there with that line.
Yeah, and I think she's fully aware of where the field is. She's just a class act, isn't she, Brett?
Yeah, she's seen every scenario. I think that's one of the other things, that whatever the case, she can fashion her game to meet the situation. Right now, she knows she's got a good pitch. She's going to accelerate. She's going to feed the strike to Wyatt Hodge, who is racing along at a strike rate of 166. And projections will tell you that 200's on. But again, Kaz, that's been a rarity, finding a length, getting a little bit of nip, using the pace in the surface. This is a good line, a good length. It's a bold stroke, yes, but that's how you're going to get past the bat.
Yeah, absolutely, Brett. And Danny White-Hodge has actually been advancing down a crease for most of her innings. And there again, a good line, a good length. Just bring that length a touch back a bit, just to not let them give them some freedom.
Again, she's hanging leg side of the ball. It's just at about fourth stump. She managed to fashion a stroke behind square. Gee, she's timed it well through. That particular stroke has been punctuating this innings.
That's the ball. That's the delivery. And showing some aggression there by Nadine de Klerk.
83 for 2 from 9.
9 overs completed. England on 83 for 2. That's welcome aboard. Nice affair.
Oh dear. Of the 5 floodlight pylons here at Willamore Park, one of them has just given up the ghost. So what are the umpires going to do now? Are they going to take us off, or can they play with light coming from only 4 pylons? Decision time. Well, they're having a discussion, umpires Kieran Claston, Sipilele Gaza, because one of the floodlight pylons is gone. The illumination coming from fine leg has been obliterated because it's, for some reason, we've lost the illumination. There you see it there, left of screen. Floodlight is gone, and so is there sufficient illumination? And for the time being, I don't think we're going to have cricket, because they'll have a drink or two, but what the umpires will want is some indication from the grounds crew, the ground staff, the stadium management, as to how quick they can get that floodlight back into action.
Yeah, this is not ideal, is it, Brett?
2 straight, as you'll see on many occasions, to Siverbrandt, who does work the onside. But there'll be boundaries all around the ground. White-Hodge, particularly harsh square of the wicket against South African bowling that has been indisciplined and wayward, I think, would be the best way to describe it. However, the England batting has been quite outstanding. When it's been loose, they have made South Africa pay. South Africa have had chances to get White-Hodge out. Keeper put one down, and Mlaba put one down at third man. But there's been far too much loose stuff, and White-Hodge got to a 17th half-century in T20 cricket. The partnership is flourishing. 68 of 7.5 overs. And the run rate is 9.2 to the over. 83 for 2 after 9. England, having been asked to bat first, are in cruise control. South Africa had something to smile about, particularly Ayanda Klubi, who took a mauling down in East London. And this is how she nipped back. Maya Boucher chips it to Tasman Brits at mid-wicket, and then Sophia Dunkley gets a beauty that she drags on, knocks out the stumps. Delight for Klubi, delight for South Africa. 15 for 2 has become 83 for 2. As there's not been much for South Africa to smile about here at Willamore Park in the second T20 international between the South African woman and England woman. So the hold-up is still on, and the umpires, I think, are losing patience. And whilst the players stay out there, maybe this won't be for much longer, Kaz.
Hopefully not, Brett, for everyone concerned. Not just the players, the crowd that's coming to Willamore Park as well. And there's the bowlers so far, just 6 bowlers used. Expensive there from Dirksen and Mlaba. Marks and Luby open the attack, with Luby picking up the 2 wickets.
Yeah, I think generally it's been a disappointing performance by South Africa, who've been very inconsistent and wayward. They would have spoken a lot about discipline, lines and lengths when they moved from T20 number 1 to T20 number 2, but all the practice and they put in, they didn't put into practice out in the middle here today. And so at 83 for 2 after 9, it's all England.
Yeah, and I think it's an attack that's missing the likes of Cap and Ayabanga Kaka. Try on his back tonight, but missing those 2 experienced bowlers. Indeed they are.
Yeah, they certainly are missing experience, because it's shown how when they're put under a little bit of pressure, how they have succumbed and gone away from their plans. Danny White-Hodge has played beautifully. Yes, put down on 9 by the keeper, and then down at third man by Mlaba, but she has cut South Africa to ribbons, played some beautiful strokes, none better than a straight 6 down the ground. 50 number 17 in T20 cricket for Danny White-Hodge. This will give an indication. Almost everywhere, there's nothing in a cluster. She could pick her spot. All those boundaries and those ones just behind the bat have been thumped square. 5 of them, South Africa have been too short and too wide to Danny White-Hodge.
There we are, Brett, we have light.
It doesn't mean that we're going to have cricket immediately. Those have still got to get to full illumination. That'll take a couple more minutes. But at least the umpires are happy that they're going to stay out there. What it does do, Kaz, is give South Africa a little bit of time to get in a cluster. Laura Wolfart and some of her senior campaigners just go and have a rethink about how they got to go about things when Danny White-Hodge and Nat Sivabrunt resume.
Yeah, absolutely. It's the last thing that the batsmen would have wanted at this stage. They were in the ascendancy. But there's Danny White-Hodge, 53, just off the 35 balls, a strike rate of 150. It's the boundary count.
Yeah, the boundary count. 80% of the runs of this 83 for 2 have come in boundaries. And I mean, when you look at averages around grounds around the world, it's always a high boundary percentage is around about 60%. So they've got 80% here at Willamore Park. Yes, it's a good pitch. Yes, it's a fast outfield. But South Africa will know. And that lady, particularly Laura Wolfart, will be very disappointed with how her bowlers have served her today.
She will indeed. And yeah, she's got a lot of thinking to do at this stage. So we're already almost to go again. Tryon still into the attack.
Yeah, and she's going to bowl with 3 players out on the onside, long on mid-wicket, deep square and long off. I want her to get her backward point a lot finer, which has moved a little bit now to negate that reverse. But mid-wicket is open. And Nat Sivabrunt down in East London just worked everything towards that mid-wicket area. Ran well, got 2s, but not if you bowl there. That's going to go for 4 again. Hasn't been middle. It's going to be a teasing chase, but a boundary it is. They are raining thick and fast here in Benoni.
Yeah, first ball back. It was in the air for a short while, and the fielders would have had their eyes on it, but found the gap beautifully.
Here we go, ladies. Here we go. Up.
And this fast outfield did the rest.
Too short. Again, it has been throughout the innings. Yes, it's in the air. You might think, well, they got a chance, but it just was so misdirected.
Here we go, Chloe.
They've done so much work and successfully leading up to the World Cup. Paul Adams involved with the spinners, but those are angry faces. Dylan Dupree, the interim coach on the left, there really looks mightily disappointed with his team.
Good,
Just a little bit more flight off it there, Brian Tryon. A single they'll take at this point in time, Brett.
Yeah, I get a sense if there was at the break-in play, there's going to be a bit of a strip torn off his players, because this is hard for a skipper. When your bowler can't bowl to the field, and it's been like that throughout the innings, then it really becomes tough. In the air, down the ground, bunted over the top. They just brought mid-off up, and it's away for 4.
Yeah, this time a lot straighter delivery by Tryon. But Danny White-Hodge, the form that she's in, just shimmered across the stumps. Drivable length straight down the ground for another boundary.
Partnership of 77, the highest third-wicket partnership for England against South Africa. In the air, goes again, 4 again. This is brilliant batting by Danny White-Hodge. She's just assessing the situation, picking her spot and executing.
Yeah, there's got to be some thinking going on here between Tryon and the captain. As we speak, the change in the field comes, but all too late. There's now a deep fielder gone on in the offside position.
She's having You actually can see from the smile she's having fun out there, Danny White-Hodge. 61 off just 37, a strike rate of 165. Oh my word, that's wide. Punished again. It's a poor delivery. The fielding is sound. This has been a head-scratching performance by South Africa in the field.
TV umpire to direct a
Big
boundary check,
over,
please.
15 from it. 98 for 2. Just having a look at this, friend, I'm pretty sure the television umpire is happy that it's just runs as opposed to the boundary. And 98 for 2 after 10 overs, 200 is on.
Band in full flight.
Trying to lift the spirits of the South African players, I would imagine, because it's been tough out there. They'll be bitterly disappointed with the South African ladies with what they've dished up so far. Mlaba switches ends, sweeps fine down towards backward square. They'll get back for 2, and up will come the 100 for England in a ball over the halfway stage. Brilliant batting.
Yeah, it really is wonderful stuff from these two.
Here we go, uncles.
They're going along at a run rate of almost 10 and over.
It's been 11 and over in the last 5 overs. It's almost an acceleration post power play.
Good left, good left. Here we go, young ladies.
It is fascinating to watch the manipulation of the field at this stage, Brett. They know exactly where the fielders are.
Yeah, there's 4 away to the offside. And the ability of Natsiva Brunt particularly, because Danny White-Hodge is just hitting it in the air wherever she wants to. But Natsiva Brunt is just quietly getting across off stump just outside. There's no turn, so she's just playing on the drift and just chipping it away to the onside. This has been special from White-Hodge. She's carving now.
Yeah, much better line and length so from Mlaba. Getting it fuller.
64 not out, her highest score ever against South Africa, Danny White-Hodge. Breaking records today. Up in the air, here's a chance, should be taken, isn't. Oh my word, what is going on? That sums up South Africa's performance today. She put one down earlier down at third man that should have been taken to get rid of White-Hodge. Now Hlubi's put it down. 3 catches dropped already inside 11 overs. Disappointing for South Africa.
Natsiva Brunt gets away with one.
Good,
That's for sure. It was in the air for quite some time. Didn't really get herself anywhere near underneath it. Anne's nowhere near it. And down it went.
Disappointment. Oh, she's got all the shots. She can hit 360. Natsiva Brunt. Hlubi chases, gets there. They'll come back for the 3rd. That's lovely, impish batting from Natsiva Brunt. Another productive over. 9 from it, 11 done, 107 for 2.
Here we go, quick changing here, ladies.
Yeah, she just has that ability just to shuffle around the crease, keep the bowler thinking at all times.
Yeah, when you see strokes like that, you just got to give the batter credit, because that's almost impossible to anticipate what's coming out of the bag, and that's beautifully played and creative from Natsiva Brunt. Another bowling change. The off spin of Shangasi into the attack. What a time to come and bowl Nondamisa Shangasi. Too short, pulled away, protection. The work is good. They'll keep it down to 1, will the athletic Brits. I think what's concerning here for South Africa, Kaz, is after losing a narrow one down in East London, a better performance, they'd become competitive. This performance has not even been a patch on what was dished up down in East London. It's disappointing. They've got a long summer against England. They're going to have to raise their step. Too short, too wide, and the response from Danny White-Hodge is anticipated.
Yep, the runs just keep coming. Short, wide, easily dealt with. No protection there on the offside. Another boundary.
Short.
I tell you what, the body language also out there, Brett, right now is...
tells a tale. 97 the partnership, and it's come inside 10 overs. Absolute freebie. In the air, straight as a die, beautifully struck, one bounce four, and up comes the 100 partnership between Danny White-Hodge and Nat Sitterbrandt.
Wow, unbelievable partnership here by these two. Just off the 60 balls as well. Just classical batting between the two of them, knowing where the fielders are and really putting the pressure on the South African side.
Third time these two have been involved in a 100 partnership. South Africa have got to take their catches in order to break it. This is looking very ominous. Too short. Danny White-Hodge disappointed with herself that she didn't cream that in the gap. She's picked out the deep mid-wicket.
Tell you what though, Brett, it just looks a nice track.
It does. It really does look a pitch with a lot more pace than we saw in East London. Good carry. But I'd like to see someone string 6 decent deliveries together and see if there is something in it for the bowlers. Short. Hammered down the ground. The gap has split perfectly. It's 4 more. 14 from the over. The pain grows greater for those two and South Africa. Gee, he looks angry, Dylan du Preez.
It's certainly raining fours here in Benoni.
Clipped into the gap. They're coming back for 2. Another huge over. 16 from it. 12 overs gone. It's 123 for 2 at a run rate of 10 1/4 to over. It's all England here in Benoni.
Certainly a few big overs for England. They'd be very happy with this batting performance. They were asked to have a bat first, and they're going at an excellent rate of just over 10 to the over. Now the ball has been tossed to Nadine de Klerk to try and break this partnership. Slashed away with power through the offside.
Well, nothing changes. These two batters have just been brilliant. They've put the bowlers, South African bowlers, under pressure, but South Africans haven't really helped themselves here because of how they've bowled. Too many short and wide deliveries, and they haven't allowed Laura Wolford to set a field and bowl to one side. Unfortunately, it's just been too short, too wide, and these two batters are just in good touch to miss out.
She gets it full. And it's on target. And the passion of Nadine de Klerk gets South Africa a crucial wicket.
That's why she was so good on Sunday, Nadine de Klerk. She bowled wicket to wicket. She bowled straight. And eventually South Africa gets a breakthrough. It's the Yorker. It's straight to the stumps. And White-Hodge tries to run this to third. But unfortunately, or fortunately for South Africa, they get a breakthrough and they break this partnership. White-Hodge, she played brilliantly for 78. England now, 127 for 3.
Coming in at number 5 for England is the captain, Heather.
England captain comes in at number 5. She's been playing this role for a little while now from England's point of view. Coming in at 5, fighting with Nat Silverbrunt, who is in excellent form. Gets it wrong again, down the leg side. South Africa will obviously be relieved to see the back of Danny Wyatt-Hodge, because she will make you pay. A nice way to get off the mark as well for Heather Knight. Good throw in as well. Tasman Brits, many will know she was a javelin thrower, made her way to the Olympic team for South Africa as well. Sadly was involved in a car crash in 2012, couldn't compete in the Olympics. She's got an arm on her.
Yeah, it's brilliant work. She's been really busy, hasn't she? She goes and throws immediately. It's right over the top.
Beautifully threaded through. She's come in with confidence.
Nadine de Klerk is a little bit surprised on how does that beat third and backward point. How does she find the gap? It's just the width. You can't bowl that length with that field set. You need to pitch the ball up because the protection is a little bit straighter than that. So with that field set, you need to bowl fuller and you need to bowl straighter. That's a good way to get a boundary by the captain.
She gets it straighter. Don't know that she got it fuller though. She definitely got it a bit straighter. Danny Wyatt-Hodge was dropped on 9 and 29. Tasman Brits had a very serious car accident before going over to that Olympic finals, sadly. But what was Javelin's loss is cricket's gain. It's 135 for 3.
Here we go, ladies! Go good!
Circle at Dunmore Park. South Africa against Sri Lanka. Chased that down. It was a target that they chased down thanks to 100 from Laura Wolfhard.
After 30 overs.
Now more of Mlaba.
Yeah, down.
It's nice and full.
It's been tough, isn't it, for her? In East London, she struggled a touch. Bowled well towards the end of her spell, but today she's been put under the pump. She's going at 12 runs and over, normally very economical.
Oh, yes.
But it's the length that she's bowled. A few full deliveries, a bit short as well, so she just needs to find that rhythm back. And that's a decent start so far.
Yeah. 19.
Goodbye, Nadine de Klerk. Quickly around, quick release too. Yeah, Nonkululeko Mlaba, her performance at the World Cup was just sensational. 12 wickets she picked up, but even more so because she'd come into that World Cup in probably after the worst year of her career with the ball.
1.
She works so hard at the change of pace, and this year she'd been bowling a lot quicker than normal. It's something that Paul Adams would have worked on with her as well, and just finding that control, and she found it at the World Cup. She set up the batters so beautifully, would bowl a quicker one and then just use the slower one to great effect as well. It's added so much to her bowling. This has been a good over so far.
Back up.
Yeah, the other thing is when she started her career, South Africa always used her up front, open the bowling at times and bowled in the power play, but they've changed that because they've got all these seamers coming through. They've allowed her now to come in the middle period and strike when needed. And so far they need this from her.
Very, very clever from Knight. She does use that shot really well. So changes that over with 8 from it. It's 143 for 3.
As a bowler, you don't mind that because you've done everything right. It's the batter that takes the risk. And credit to her, she plays a lovely shot. She's not trying to overhit. It's just about the timing. Get some bat on it, finds the gap. And another decent over for England.
Three T20s, 3 one-day internationals, and the one trophy test, which will be played at the Monroe Oval. Make sure you grab your tickets for the upcoming one-day international.
143 on the board here in the T20 International, but a big game coming up on the 1st of December. Liverpool up against Man City. Certainly looking forward to that one. And the 1st of December, tonight also Real Madrid, don't forget that. Beautiful use of the feet. Got into the perfect position to play that shot.
This is what makes her such a wonderful batter to watch. It's the options that she takes, and when she hits the boundary, she gets into a position quickly enough. She's nice and still, and then just timing. Never overhits the ball.
Here we go, Clark.
Just another look at how she places this shot. She gets to it, and the gap is just past the extra cover, and good timing.
Oh. Good. Good go. There we go, Clark.
High percentage of boundaries.
One, Chloe.
Now they're just toying with the bowlers as well. Maneuvering around so easily.
Here we go, Coco. Oh!
Try the same shot. Same result, 2 dot balls. It's 149 for 3.
Yeah, good comeback by Chloe Trynov, having gone for the boundary in her first delivery, and hopefully batting sides will probably think that they should actually capitalize and turn it to a 10, maybe 12 runs to the over. But a good comeback. It's the final delivery of the over, much slower.
Chloe Tryon, one of the changes that South Africa made today. Chinolise and Annika Bosch sitting out. Faith Tunnicliffe also in for South Africa. First international since 2021. It's been a long time to the South African side for her. Now, this is crucial for Laura Wolfhard in South Africa. The last 5 overs to come. And there's 149 on the board. 200 is certainly on at this stage. Marks has got a couple of overs left. It's really well played. Easy cut pull runs for Knight.
You sort of look at the delivery that Marks is bowling there. It's actually so straight, but the quality of the shot gets it behind point, and she still manages to come back for a couple.
She's been in good form this year, Knight, averaging just under 40 this year alone. Strike rate of 130. There's a little inquiry from South Africa. It looked like it was always sneaking down.
Yeah, an important phase. You mentioned the phase, the last 5 overs for South Africa, and if they can bowl better than they've done throughout the game, all of a sudden you're not chasing 200, you're chasing 180, maybe 190, and all of a sudden you have a chance. But it's so important to really bowl well and finish strong as a bowling unit.
That's it with power. Oh, and unlucky in the end. Tasman Brits did all the work to stop that boundary. But it'll be 4 nonetheless.
Yeah, very busy Tasman Brits on that mid-wicket boundary, even on offside early on during the day. But it's the length once again. She's waiting. Shiva Brunt. And unfortunate for South Africa, and Tasman Brits gets there, tries to stop it, and it just trickles over the boundary.
She's very, very strong leg side. Not stopping that. It's 50 for Nat Sibabrunt. Back-to-back 50s in the series and 3 in a row. Having finished the T20 World Cup with 57 not out against the West Indies. She scored 59 in East London and now has another 50 to her name. Her 16th of her incredible career.
Yeah, good strike rate as well to go with that. You think about the partnership that she's was with White Hodge, and all of a sudden now she's letting loose by hitting those boundaries, trying to put these bowlers under pressure, especially in this last 5 overs. A quality innings.
Not able to get that one away, and it's a good over again for England with 11 from it, 160 for 3.
What a performance this has been by England. 1 up in the series, and they're on their way to a record score at this ground. Chloe Tryon. Oh, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Inside out, over extra cover. That's as sweet a stroke as we've seen all evening.
Yeah, great shot here by the captain, the Knight. She's getting into her stride now. Just gave herself some room, came down the track and picked her spot.
Oh, yes.
You made a point earlier, Kaz, which is well made. South Africa haven't bowled consistently enough to really assess how good this pitch is. But when you can play through the line and hit confidently over extra cover coming onto the bat, it really does look a good batting pitch. Oh, wides, that'll be all. Well, it was half a stumping chance, but it was pushed wide down the leg side. Extra balls, extra runs. It's been bleak for South Africa this evening.
Yeah, tough times for the South African side.
A replica of an earlier stroke. Just chipped it this time. Didn't really free the arms to hit through the line with as much confidence, but it's a really lovely stroke again, played with such ease.
Yeah, again, it's just manipulating the field, isn't it? Looking at that score, Brett, as we keep going on 10.2 for an over, looking over the 200.
There's the stumping chance. Earlier, it was wide down the leg side, but she'd come so far down the pitch. Chloe trying to push it wide of the batter, succeeded, but also wide of the keeper.
A dot ball.
A rarity indeed.
One play.
Just for a single, there's cover on the leg side.
The one thing we know, Kaz, if South Africa get close to whatever England post, we're in for a rich entertainment. 170 for 3 overs and a delivery to go, so 200 is well on with these two going well. $11 from the over, 17 done. It's 171 for 3. Mlaba to bowl over number 18. She's been expensive today, going for over 11 to the over, not at her best.
Yes, another switch ends for her as well again. She's gone wicketless in this match so far, as she did in the first game as well.
Yeah, you wouldn't expect to see that. She's been South Africa's talisman through that World Cup. She was outstanding, but there's the bowling today. And Hlubi may not bowl again, but she's the only one who's made early breakthroughs. Swept effectively out to the boundary rider. South Africa had more options probably with the ball today, but they haven't been effective.
Oh, yes.
She picks up length so well and change of pace so beautifully. I'm not even sure that was that short, but she just got her feet into such good position to be able to pull.
Yes, quick feet by nuts of a reverse sweep. She's pulling out all the shots, the lap shot.
Chance! No, the throw wasn't on target. Running for everything now at the back end of the innings are England. A direct hit, trouble.
Must be a while, Brett, since Mlaba's gone wicketless. Two consecutive matches.
Two consecutive T20 internationals, that's for sure. Sue will tell us. Whatever she's done in her spell before, she's finishing well. She's only gone for 4 and over when everybody's been going for 9s and 10s.
Here we go, here we go.
All around the ground. You see the first one, fine leg, second, third, backward square, point, long on covers, all around the ground today. In the air, and this is going all the way. A massive, massive 6 would have cleared any boundary. So she still goes for 10s in the over, does Mlaba. 0 for 44 in her 4. 2 overs to go. 50 partnership comes up. It's 181 for 3.
On 181 for 3.
It was a massive hit, Brett.
They bring the boundaries in a marginal amount for the ladies, but that was into the stands. 6 in any format. Whoever's playing the game, beautifully struck. Six overs, 9 and over, Heather Knight and Nat Sciver-Brunt, as the pain continues. South Africa began with a bit of brightness, 15 for 2 England. Then the 112 partnership between White-Hodge and Sciver-Brunt. Getting Danny White-Hodge, thought there may be some respite, not to be. Nadine de Klerk. In the air, chipped straight back with her change of pace. She is a tireless and trying all-rounder as Nadine de Klerk. She will never give up no matter what the situation, and she deserves that for her effort. Picks up her second, the end of Heather Knight. It's 181 for 4.
Yeah, timely wicket there by Nadine de Klerk, back into the attack. Easy caught and bowled, taking off where she left off from the last game, picking up the 2 wickets there.
And a 50th wicket for Nadine de Klerk in an international T20 career. And it sees the end of Heather Knight. She goes for 26.
The new batter coming in at number 6 for England is Amy Jones.
The productive Amy Jones. Oh, gets a nice Yorker first up. That's good stuff from Nadine de Klerk.
Yeah, it's a really good bowling this from Nadine de Klerk. The fastest to 50 wickets for South Africa.
Lovely little cutter into the surface, chipped back, nicely executed by Nadine de Klerk. Much needed. Oh, misfield. South Africa have been their own worst enemies in the field, and you can see from that de Klerk reaction. Support your bowler. It's got to be sharp in the field. They've put down at least 3 gilt-edged chances in the field.
Yeah, Nadine de Klerk, she's been in and out of this squad, in this side for such time, but she's got to 50 wickets, great average.
Decent numbers, more than decent. Change of pace again.
It's good over so far, just 3 coming from it and the wicket.
We were saying that moments ago, and Mlaba had gone for 4 or 5, and then Nat Silverbrandt just popped her onto the stands. Can South Africa keep England psychologically under the 200 mark? It's a good stroke for 4. It's a half volley, but it has to be punished, and it was beautifully. Silverbrandt in a rich vein of form.
Wow, a great shot there by Silverbrandt. Beautifully punched down the ground, all the time in, all the power.
She made much of it in the build-up about her ability to punctuate that onside, but that's as good an off-drive as you're likely to see. Sweetly timed, powerfully played, excellent batting. Sliced away over extra cover. They'll come back for the second. And the over goes for 9. Still productive from England. 1 to go. It's 190 for 4.
That is the end of the over number 19. England on 194. 18 to the act completes a spell of 10 wickets for 36.
That's a good return rate for Nadine de Klerk in the scheme of things. Gone for a 9 and over, but she's picked those 2 wickets up.
It's been initially second fiddle to Danny White-Hodge, but once she left, Nat Silverbrandt has changed gear and is playing a special innings. I mean, she just continues to confound her qualities in this middle order of this England side.
She's done it for so many times, hasn't she?
Repeat and repeat. Elise Marie Marks. Ball beginning the final over. Can England get to 200? 198 is the highest ever score on this ground in the ladies international. That was South Africa getting 198 for 5 against Sri Lanka. Laura Wolfart got 100, her lone 100 in T20 cricket on that occasion. She may have to repeat that dose if South Africa are going to chase us down successfully. She will be vitally important to the success or no of the run chase.
Yeah, another full length delivery there by Elise Marie Marks. Tidy bowling, just keeping it down to the single. But I think the opening partnership will be a big one. Tasmin Brits will also play a role, Brett.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a very inexperienced South African middle order. Faye Tunnicliffe, Annerie Dirksen, Chloe Trine has the experience, and Damisa Shangasi at 6. There's not a lot of experience there, so it needs a good start if South Africa are going to come close to chasing this down. Carved through mid-wicket. The gap is found. Fielding good. Keeps it down to 2.
Just 4 off this last over so far. Elise Marie Marks doing her job.
Nat Sciver-Brunt going to her highest score ever against South Africa. Danny White-Hodge did the same a little earlier. Let's just say it is a very good pitch, even if South Africa have bowled indifferently. Oh, super. Super. They can score all around the ground, can these English batters? And this time it's Amy Jones who joins the party.
Amy Jones carrying on from the last game, making a swift 31 in that match. Look at this. Again, just getting inside the line of the ball, just easing it over that short fine leg boundary fielder. Easy 4.
Nice little cameo. 9 or 5. 2 balls to go. She'll go again and succeed again. Beautifully played. Back-to-back boundaries. And up comes the 200 for England. The 4th time they've got past the 200 mark in T20 internationals.
Yeah, that really is great batting by the English. Just a mirror of the shot before that had gone before. Same ball, same shot, same result.
So 12 off this final over. Amy Jones looking for the fence. Off the last ball of this English innings. Gets it nicely in the hole. That's good bowling. They'll come back on the throw, definitely. Here comes Jones. Here comes the throw. Oh, and it's an awkward take for Jafta. She didn't judge the bounce. It pitched awkwardly first, so they're back for 2. 14 from the over, and England have posted 204 for 2, equaling their 3rd highest score ever in T20 internationals. Nat Sciver-Brunt undefeated again. South Africa still haven't got her out in the series. 50s both times, 67 or 43 on this occasion. Amy Jones with a little injection at the end of 15 off 7, but Cass 204 for 4. That looks a really tough task for South Africa.
Yeah, that's a formidable total for the tourists. All led by Nat Sciver-Brunt again. A not-out innings for her.
A disappointed South African side leaves the field. I made an error. Of course, Nat Sciver-Brunt was out in the last over of that first inning, but saw England home to go 1 up in the series. South Africa going to have a lot to do in order to draw level at 1-1 in this 3-match series. There'll be high fives all round there, but I think there'll be a lot of soul-searching at the break and a different bowling performance against a rampant England batting outfit. 78 from Danny White-Hodge, 67 not out from Nat Sciver-Brunt. Heather Knight chipped in with a useful 26, but at 204 for 4, that's a massive score by this England side. Let's go down onto the field now and join our colleague Lesego Poe, who's caught up with Danny White-Hodge.
I'm joined by Danny White-Hodge, 204 runs on the scoreboard. Danny, you must be happy with that.
Yeah, really happy with that score. Yeah, it was a pretty nice wicket. A lot different to what we faced down in East London, but we adapted quick. We knew that conditions might be like this, and we made the most of it tonight here in Benoni.
Let's talk about those conditions and what you make of that wicket today here in Benoni.
Yeah, there was a lot more bounce and carry than we had in East London, and any width. You know, we just said get our hands through it and go for it, be brave, play with intent, but we're going to have to bowl really well to restrict South Africa to that. So, yeah, I can't wait to get out there.
Let's talk about your personal performance. 78 runs, striking at 177. And you're also the first England player to get 3,000 T20 runs. How do you feel about that?
Oh, that's pretty cool, yeah. Yeah, I mean, milestones don't really mean much to me, but I guess it's something I'll look back at when I'm old and retired. But yeah, long may it continue, and hopefully I can keep performing.
You also had a good partnership with Nat Silverbrunt. Just what was the conversation with her in the middle?
Yeah, I love batting with Nat. She's just so calm and cool as a cucumber, I say to her. We don't really chat much. I know what she's going to do. She knows what I'm going to do. So, yeah, we've got a great understanding and we love batting with each other.
And lastly, just talk to us about what England needs to do in the second winning innings so that you could walk away victorious in the second T20.
Yeah, we just need to bowl good lines, bowl at the stumps, vary our pace, and field well, show off our skills, and really enjoy being out there together.
And the team often speaks about playing fearless cricket, and we've seen that unfold here in South Africa.
Yeah, I mean, you know, when you play on wickets like this, as a batter, you've got to make it count. And yeah, we've just been speaking about playing our brand of cricket that we want to play. You know, be brave, show intent, be fearless, and yeah, it was really good fun out there.
Well, it looked like you had a lot of fun, but enjoy the second innings. All the best.
Thank you. Cheers. Thank you.
It was certainly Danny White-Hodge that got England off to a great start. And a lot of it will be against indifferent South African bowling, but you've got to put it to the fence, and she certainly did. As she said, more pace and an easier pitch to play on the ball coming onto the bat. She was fluent going to her 17th T20 50 and her highest ever score against South Africa in the T20 format. Great support from the ever-reliable Nat Silverbrunt. A nice cameo from the skipper, Heather Knight. And 204 for 4, the equal third highest score ever achieved by England in T20 international cricket, means that South Africa have it all to do despite good batting conditions here under lights at Willowmore Park.
Yeah, and the partnerships throughout this England innings, the big one there of 112 between Danny White-Hodge and Silverbrunt being most of them, another 54 with the captain Heather Knight, and a little cameo there with Amy Jones at the back end of the innings.
South Africa will admit that they were indifferent with the ball. Nadine de Klerk fights always, and she ended up with impressive figures of 2 for 36. Klubi only bowled the 2 overs and made the early breakthrough, but for the rest, the lower portion of that South African bowling was most indifferent. And Mlaba will seldom go 2 T20 internationals in a row without picking up a wicket and go for double figures per over. A disappointing bowling performance by South Africa. So South Africa need to break records. A highest successful ever run chase is what it'll be if they're going to get the 205 to win. But they need to achieve that to draw square in the series.
Listen to my story. And one done.
I like to know what my patients are experiencing.
Did you just take the patient's drugs?
It's nothing I haven't done before. We've established that I do things differently. You are a strange man. Sure.
Want for a swim in the Hudson? Well, it's not the worst thing we'll smell today.
You cannot go on a joyride with my patients. There's a method to my madness.
He's stubborn, unapologetic.
Well, you just listed my best qualities, so...
New series, Brilliant Minds, Wednesdays 8:30 on Foxtel 1 or watch on demand.
There's been lots of great cricket teams, but what does it take to be the best? You've got to have a strong top order.
Oh, it's King Bear for Travis Head.
Some skillful all-rounders.
Entertainment has become the key.
Stunning piece of work. Build the man a statue.
And a little bit of spin.
How slick are we?
Add some fresh faces. A stack of legends. And you've got cricket's greatest team. Only on Fox Cricket.
We've never seen a force like this. New Dune Prophecy, Mondays 8:30 on Showcase or watch on demand. New series, The Day of the Jackal, Thursdays 8:30 on Showcase.
Hello. Not a particularly long break. South Africa's over 8 was a little bit slow, and that's what South Africa need to do to square the series at 1-1. Set a record only once in the history of T20 cricket in the ladies' game, and that's 2,133 T20 internationals has a score of 200 plus been chased, and that was West Indies against Australia in Sydney last summer. So that'll give you some idea, Victor and Pitsang, of the magnitude of the task that awaits South Africa.
It's a massive task, Brett. But if they need to get to that total, they need these two batters to really have a good start, a good partnership, and one of these batters to sort of bat through the innings and then hopefully accelerate towards the end. But because England at one stage were in trouble, weren't they? They were 15 for 2, and I know South Africans didn't bowl that well, but there was some good batting from England to put them under pressure.
Yeah, you're spot on, Vic. South Africa didn't bowl well. England batted beautifully. South Africa, I'm sure, will have a more disciplined attack against them, but these two are eminently capable, and a partnership of substance to kick things off inside the power play is what's required in order to give the home side a sniff of hope.
They were very aggressive in East London. Had a lot of shots. They lost too many wickets. After the power play, Tasman Brits has had a very good year, good average, 31 strike rate. I think the strike rate has actually just gone better the more she's played for South Africa, with a best of 81.
Yeah, and Laura Wolford, we saw her numbers, over 2,000 runs in this format of the game, averaging 35, which is excellent in T20. Strike rate 115, also one on the climb. One thing she'll want to remedy, her average against England is 28. Strike rate's the same, but she's only got 250s ever against England in her 11 of those 73 innings. So England have found a way, in the context of her career, to just put a curb on the prolific Laura Wolford. But she's got a good pitch tonight. Needs must for Laura Wolford, and opening the attack to her. Gee, needing a breather, not getting one. The new ball is in the hands of Nat Sivabrunt.
Yeah, I was going to say, no time to rest. But she'll understand the importance of this first over. Batted really well, but good numbers, those economy of 6.5, and always bowls up front, bowls in the power play. Best of 4 for 15. So, well, experienced player, and it won't be easy for South Africa.
Solitary slip in play. 4 in the ring to the offside. And let's see how straight they go to Laura Wolford. That was the tactic in East London. Straight as a die. Right on the money. Not much time to even have a look this evening for the South African batters. Width hammered. Oh! My word, what's going on? Short and wide, and she's been given a reprieve by Sophia Dunkley. Oh, that was a big chance.
Yeah, even the batter is shocked that she hasn't taken that. That's straight to her, and she's missed it completely. And that would have been the perfect start for England.
Got to start questioning, trying to make an excuse. We saw 3 relatively easy catches, put down by South Africa. And you could say, perhaps, is it the lighting here outside the inner ring? There's Sophia Dunkley. Good hands as a rule. That's a basic catch, and you'd expect her to take that. Is the lighting just not quite what the international level is used to, and that's why these top-class players are putting simple catches down? Trying to find a reason, Vic.
Yeah, probably the other thing is, I mean, how many... can't make any excuse. Those are some of the chances from the South African side. Mlaba just overran one. And this one has gone straight up in the air. Fluvi underneath it and straight through.
In the air, going to be taken, caught simply trying to pull, undone, a bit tight to the body, and Tasman Brits has chipped it meekly to mid-wicket, and South Africa lose their first with just a single run on the board.
Showed the intent, didn't she? The first delivery that she got, she sort of advanced the touch. This time it's slightly shorter because of the shot that she played in the previous delivery. It's a good bouncer. Cramps her up, and it's just an easy catch at mid-wicket. And Tasman Brits has gone without scoring, in South Africa already in the first over have lost the first wicket. And Shiva Brandt gets her first as Tasman Brits goes without scoring.
Coming in at number 3 for South Africa is Faye Tunnicliffe.
Well, South Africa have really had a more inexperienced upper order and middle order than they have this evening. Faye Tunnicliffe walks to the crease. Very little international experience. She has had a taste of wearing the green and gold. But if the rotational policy in the South African side is to get a look at the players bubbling under, now they're going to get a look at Faye Tunnicliffe. She's away. Another look at the demise of Tasman Brits.
Yeah, I just think it's the previous shot that she played. She advanced. It was slightly fuller, and the experience of Shiva Brandt, she just drags it back, bowls a little bit quicker, cramps Brits up, and just an easy catch at mid-wicket, and Dean makes no mistake on this occasion.
Can't keep her out of the action. One of the best there is in the modern game. They look under complete control, does this England side. One up in the series. South Africa need to improve their performance, get their disciplines better in order to compete against the side that is growing in confidence, having gone one up down in East London. Lauren Filer. We saw a brief glimpse of the stats of Faye Tunnicliffe, and her strike rate was 57. Yeah, she hadn't had many opportunities, but that's a massive challenge. She'll know what her numbers look like. Every player knows their stats, and she wants the opportunity. Striking at 57 when you've got to be striking somewhere around about 157, that's going to put a lot more pressure on the youngster. Lauren Filer's numbers are also growing in stature. Wide down the leg side, and extra bonus runs for South Africa. It goes to the fence for 4.
Yeah, some cheers around the crowd. They get their first boundary. Yeah, Filer just missed out in the first game. She gets an opportunity here at Willamore Park, and on a surface that probably would suit her more. Just misses her line, and it goes for 4. The other thing, though, is Brett, if you sort of look at her career, Turncliffe, she made her debut a few years ago, then was dropped from the South African side, gone away, and she's actually done well in domestic cricket in the last year and a bit. So she comes into the side with a little bit more experience, has played a lot with the emerging side, has taught with the emerging side in the winter. So should know her game a little bit better. She should understand what's required for South Africa to get over the line now.
Sets off, sent back. There's just a little bit of freneticness about her approach, realizing, oh yes, 205 is what we need, 198 of 111 balls. I can't eat up balls. Big shot, missed time, got to run, sent back, pressure builds. It's just about initially in the innings, you'll find the timing, just the placement. Don't try and overhit it. Just find some gaps. Get your innings with some rhythm. Undone by the quick bouncer. She was way late on that.
And it's always just a jump up, isn't it? You come to domestic cricket, you dominate and you score a lot of runs, and then you move up to international cricket and you need to step up. And there will be nerves. She'll be excited and happy that she's come back into the side, but for her, she needs to impress the selectors, impress the coaches and do well, but there is definitely nerves.
She's got hold of that, smashes it away over square leg. It's going to plug in the outfield, may not go all the way. Good running will get them back for a third, but they settle on 2.
Hopefully that gets it going.
Extra pace, too quick for Tunnicliffe. 7 from the over, 2 done, 9 for 1. Silverbrun continues. And she's hit down the ground, high in the air. Mid-on's going back, not going to get there. Neither is the ball to the fence. They're back for 2.
It's not a bad shot that by Laura Ball. You sort of look at how she played in the previous game, how she tried to overhit the ball. This time it's just a slide advance. Still doesn't get a lot of it, does she? The timing is not there, but at least she's still. And just gets it over the inner ring and she comes back for a couple.
Well, her approach is just getting a change of tack from the England fielders. Deep square goes out, long leg comes in. For a moment, long on had gone back as well, but that she's been brought up. Oh, deflects off the stumps. Unlucky. Sweetly timed, deflected off the stump straight to mid-on. And instead of a boundary, it's just 1.
Yeah, good timing, isn't it? Just wrists. And fortunately enough for England, it's the stumps and just a single.
Good signs for Wolford in her timing. Helped on its way down towards deep square leg. Should just be 1.
That's the problem, isn't it? You sort of look at, I mean, it's only in the 3rd over, and even though England had lost 2 wickets, they still managed to bat at a higher rate. So South Africa was still giving them too many boundary balls. And at the moment, if you look at that innings, not much to speak about. And that was the problem.
No boundaries as yet for South Africa. England, by contrast, had 80% boundaries in the first 100. They bowled good lines, they bowled to their field. The England placement, Danny White and Nat Sivabrunt, the placement was quite outstanding. They could thread the needle with their boundary striking. Worked away, but it's just the one bowling perfectly to the field.
And what this does is the batter then feels the pressure that they need to do something different. White Hart was very good. Excellent, actually. Held his innings together, was very aggressive, 78 of 45. Sivabrunt, 67 of 43, and then well supported by the captain, 26 and 19. But good partnerships to get them to 204.
It's a lot of bluster and a lot of effort, but no timing from Tunnicliffe as yet. 3 done, labouring, 14 for 1. So look at this example from Nat Sivabrunt. All around the ground, little reverse sweeps, power strokes, peppered the offside and the onside. Lovely use of the feet, getting herself into position. It was quite exquisite. And once she lost Danny Whitehart, she took over in terms of acceleration. Played some exquisite strokes, power strokes as well, scoring a full 360. Another special knock by the England talisman.
And next round against breast cancer.
Change, off spin. Charlie Dean is swept for 4.
South Africa's first boundary. Just slightly offline, and you can tell Laura Wolfhard is searching. She's looking for something to put away. And not a good start for Dean.
Still mindful of the tactic, do not get outside off stump to Laura Wolfhard, because she's arguably the best offside player in the world. So going too straight and helped on its way. She will remedy. Back on the money.
Yeah, that early boundary does help, doesn't it? It just releases the pressure, but you then start thinking, where do we need to be, especially after 6 overs?
You would have thought in terms of setting targets, South Africa would have been going 50 to 60 without many down inside the power play. They need to really accelerate to get to that milestone. One of the differences in the domestic game is you probably get a half track or a real poor ball per over that you can get away for 4 if you're a decent player. Faye Tunnicliffe probably isn't going to get that from Charlie Dean, so it's where she can fashion a boundary. Is it through extra cover? Is it the sweep shot? Is it down the ground? It won't be, so the dots are building up. She's got 4 off 10.
And also
11.
Yeah, the problem is Brett, is if she can't get the boundary, then just get off strike, get Laura back on strike, and then that's how you sort of build this partnership. You don't create too much pressure on yourselves.
Goes over the top, fielder back though, so it's just the one. Oh, fired into the pads. That's well bowled from Charlie Dean. Just 6 from the over. South Africa struggling along here after 4, 20 for 1. 3 games ago, Annika Bosch played the innings of her life and got South Africa through to the final of the World Cup. Today she's on the bench. Philo with her pace has switched ends.
Yeah, good to see that when a bowler comes in, she's quick and she's got the bounce. Just too quick for Turnecliffe.
I'd like to see Laura go down a little bit and say to the youngster, just get bat on ball, just time it. She's really trying to massacre everything. I know the pressure of runlessness builds. And every big stroke that is mistimed, she will go, oh, I've got to play an even bigger shot off the next ball. Sometimes it's just about timing, finding the placement. 5 or 14, here goes Laura. Yeah, she's going to have a chat. She's just said a little something. Maybe it's just, get me on strike, you'll be
massacre
fine.
Everything. I know the pressure of runlessness build.
Inexperience just showing, and understandably. Through mid-wicket for 4. That'll give her a bit of confidence.
Yeah, she gets a length, doesn't she? It's slightly fuller. It's on leg stump, and that allows Turnecliffe to just free those arms and gets the gap and much needed boundary that she's been looking for.
In the air, just clears mid-wicket as it comes off the high part of the bat towards the splice, mistimed again.
You know, just changing it up. Goes fuller, and occasionally she bowls the short delivery. It's a quick one as well. It cramps her up, can't stretch those arms out. Unfortunate enough, just goes over the fielders.
Again mistimed. They'll pick up more than just one on this occasion as that mid-wicket area is being peppered. 7 from the over again. South Africa, the run rate climbs. It's 27 for 1 from 5. 11.9 and over required.
Five overs gone. Here's a chasing innings. South Africa on 27.
First test began down at Hollywood Bets Kingsmead today, and it was rain bedeviled. South Africa lost an important toss. Sri Lanka asked the home side to bat, and in grey, gloomy, dank conditions reduced South Africa to 80 for 4 when the rain put pay to any further play. Weather forecast is good for the rest of the test. Let's hope for entertaining cricket. Tunnicliffe. Some assistance in the surface for the Fernandos, Asitha and Vishwa, and then Kumara with his extra pace nipped out Stubbs and Bedingham, the extra bounce and movement. Bavuma, the skipper, stands firm. Lovely plans. Don't give her any width. She's trying to get outside leg stump so that she can play through the offside. Dean follows her.
Becomes so difficult because she knows how important a wicket is, isn't it? It's about, what do I try and do? Do I try and take it on? But we need a partnership as a captain. She needs to, you know, it's so difficult to get the right balance.
Oh, Oh, onto the stumps, off the pad. The end of Tunnicliffe. Well, she's hanging around for a little bit, and the umpires want to go have a look and find how the stumps were broken.
TV umpire to director, we got umpire review for stumping. I have checked the feed and it's a fair delivery. Can we start with, can you give me the side on angle, please?
So Faye Tunnicliffe paying a big shot to the onside. It advanced a little up the wicket. Oh, it's off the pads, the keeper's pads, onto the stumps. Does she lift that back leg? No, she doesn't. Where was she going?
Yeah.
She'd given herself out and she looks
take
fine,
it back,
Vic.
please.
I think she thought she was bowled.
Yeah,
I think
foot
that was
is
her first.
grounded. Roll it forward.
I think you spot on. She heard the death rattle and
foot
hadn't
is
realised that it
grounded when
passed
the
the
bells
stumps,
are
hit the
off.
keeper's
I
pads
have
and
made my
deflected
decision
back
for
on
the big screen.
stump. So a reprieve for Faye Tunnicliffe. And South Africa still stay one down. Crowd like it. Everybody was waiting for the decision in the middle, had taken up their station. 11 off 19. Pressure builds. Charlie Dean in the midst of an impressive ration. There's another appeal for a stumping. Will we have another look? Yes, we will.
TV umpire to director, we got umpire review for stumping. I have checked the feet and it's a fair delivery. Can you give me the side on angle, please?
Waiting and hoping once again to see the not out appear. Oh, she's advanced a little bit.
Ball
This
is
could be
clearly
trouble.
taken.
Oh, she gets the
Foot
toe
is
back
grounded
just in
when the
time.
bells are off. I have made my decision for the
She
big
had
screen.
dragged just a touch, but had the presence of mind to shove that right toe back into her ground. And once again, not out appears on the big screen. But another tight over continues, just two from it. We've got one ball left in the power play, and South Africa, needing 205 to win this game, have dribbled to 29 for 1. Tunnicliffe will keep the bowling with that single. It's 30 for 1 at the end of the power play. Not many bright moments for South Africa in the power play. There was the drop chance early doors by Sophia Dunkley, reprieving Wolfart on North. Then Tasman Brits mistiming a pull shot off Nat Sibber-Brunt, holes out at mid-wicket. Wolfart with the sweep shot that gets away a boundary. Tunnicliffe with the heave through mid-wicket. But the bright moments are few and far between for South Africa. 30 for 1 after the power play. Time for a change.
175 runs to win. Schedule pilot, England bringing the bowling change from the Ecuador game. Sophie Eccleston.
Thank you, Brett. Natalie, we've come as Sophie Eccleston is brought into the attack. Just after the power play.
Yeah, later than East London. They had her on very early in East London, within the power play, but this time around after the first 6 overs. Now, South Africa will be well aware that the bowlers that England have at their disposal after the power play are very hard to get away. Eccleston, Sarah Glenn, Charlie Dean.
Yeah, and when they bowl in tandem, the overs go through quickly. Run rate drops, pressure builds.
Absolutely. Eccleston is so difficult to get away on any track. She uses that height so well. Her change of pace is something that deceives so many batters. Generally bowls it very quick, but then also can change it down as well. Charlie Dean is a very quick spinner as well. She's one of the quickest there is going around.
Yeah, and I think it's, Laura Wolfart. I think she prefers the ball coming onto her. So the lack of pace, she has to force it. I think it's an avenue where England will look into and capitalise on for a wicket. But Sophie Eccleston, wow, she really is a top-class bowler, isn't she?
Yeah, tough for someone like Faye Tunnicliffe who wouldn't face her much. So you're coming in where your team is obviously in a tough situation. Your own strike rate is only 56. And now you're facing the best. Make some room for herself. That's a good shot. Not too many would have done that to Eccleston.
Beautifully driven through the offside. A boundary. They needed that boundary. Pressure was building for the first 3 balls, just 2 runs from it. But beautifully struck. Gave herself some room through that offside. This time a little straighter from Eccleston.
Straight. Hit beautifully. An over that's been needed for South Africa. It's 40 for 1.
End of over number 7. South Africa on 40 for 1 after 7. Change of bowler for England from the chalet end. Sarah Glenn.
South Africa's just had their first 10 run over of the innings. Everything else has been in single figures. Now, Sarah Glenn bowls very straight. Such a traditional leg spinner. She comes right over the top. She's got a very high release. And she tends to also use her height and bowl stump to stump. Missed opportunity by South Africa and Wolfart. Got to get quick though in terms of the running.
Yeah, a little bit of a mix-up there between the 2 batters. Tunnicliffe wanted it. It was her call actually from the beginning, and Laura Wolfart a little bit slow off the mark.
Boundaries are needed for South Africa at the moment, that is for sure, because of the required run rate that they're facing. It's just over 12 to the over. Maybe Tunnicliffe has got something going with these.
Yeah, Sophie Eccleston coming into the attack, and Tunnicliffe taking her on. Wolfart moving down the track, taken into an off volley. Tell you what, Natalie, this England side have got all their spin options covered, haven't they? The slow left armour, leg spinner, off spinner.
Yeah, they might get to an arm over as well, as if she wanted to. Tunnicliffe looks to go leg side, but with the way Glenn bowls, that's always dangerous. She bowls stump to stump.
Yep, Tunnicliffe playing to her favourite side, playing against the spin. Playing against the spin at a peril. She loses that off stump. It's her first over wicket for Sarah Glenn, coming into the attack. and picks up the wicket. So unfortunately, Faye Tunnicliffe has to go for a well-played 22. It's 43 for 2.
The new batter coming in as number 4 for South Africa, Anna-Marie Dirksen.
She's 23 years of age, Anna-Marie Dirksen, but she has shown great promise in her career. Hits the ball a long way. She's got long levers, uses them well.
Yeah, strongly built, got a good eye. Seems to do well against the English as well, Natalie.
She surprised them a bit in Sharjah, that's for sure. In that World Cup match, South Africa may have lost, but scored some good runs. It's 44 for 2.
End of over number 8. The score was 44 for 2.
Big task for South Africa ahead of this target of 205. Lost Brits very early on, which makes a big difference to the South African side because Wolfhard and Brits opening the batting are so strong. And they set a good tone for South Africa, especially in chases.
Grab your tickets at flysafair.co.za.
Yeah, they very often set the platform for this team. Just an early wicket that we saw tonight with Brits going early, and that puts the pressure on certainly Wolfhard, but the rest of the team coming in chasing this big target.
England at the same stage with 78 for 2. Massive difference. They lost 2 early wickets. And they're in a little bit of trouble up front, but Tony White Hodge was brilliant today. She's hit that with some authority. Welcome to the attack, Freya Kemp.
That's a fantastic shot there from the youngster. Just walked into the crease, the third ball that she's faced, and she smacked it over mid-wicket for a massive 6.
That 6 brings up 50 for South Africa.
South Africa's 50 up on the board. Leg side again, risking the shot, but there's reward as well. England hit 2 6s in their innings in total. South Africa have their second inside of the 9th over.
She's certainly having fun out there early in the innings already. 2 6s to a name. Easy game this, actually, isn't it?
No, Kemp overcorrects, and Dax actually missed out on an opportunity there for more runs. Yeah, it's we talk about it a lot, don't we? Exuberance of youth. It's youngsters like her that make me feel a little bit old. Freya Kemp is a fantastic bowler as well for England, and as she did in East London, starting straight away around the wicket, which I do find interesting.
Yeah, she obviously feels comfortable coming in from that angle.
I wonder how much of it is to do with her injury as well. She has been plagued with injuries. Dirksen, well, she enjoyed her time against England at the World Cup, and she's enjoying her time early on here against England. 2. The first one, a lot more control, you'd say. The second one, long enough. Nice change-up, very nice.
Yeah, this time a fuller delivery, full and straight. I think Dirksen's having real fun out there with a captain.
From Beaufort West, Henry Daxon plays for the Six Gun Grill Garden Route Badgers. Deceived her. But 14 runs coming from that over. It's 58 for 2.
Saying, Captain, why did I miss that one? It was there. What did I do? But Fryer Kemp coming back there. There's the Manhattan, that last big over there. Courtesy of Dirksen. Eccleston first over, also going for a 10.
So it's just had a big over, 14 runs from it. They're going to need a lot more of those because the required run rate is already just over 13 to the over. They're going at only 6, just over 6.5. Original rate was just over 10. But already at this stage with 9 overs being bowled, they're facing a required run rate of 13.36. Acceleration is required. Laura Wolfart knows that she needs boundaries. She starts the over with 1.
Yeah, it's a good start to the over for Laura Wolfart. Charlie Dean starting a third over. First ball, pulled it down short. Laura Wolfart quickly on it.
She's hitting the ball well in East London as well. Oh dear! That is so unlike Nat Silverbrunt. She put down a catch in East London, which is unlike her too. And here, maybe just lifting the head too early.
Yeah, that's the last thing you'd expect from Nat Silverbrunt. Happens to us all.
Oh dear! Oh dear, just when South Africa started to get going, Filer takes a good catch. Dean knows that maybe that wasn't her best delivery, but that's a good catch by Filer.
Yeah, Charlie Dean in the wickets yet again. This time she's got the South African captain, Laura Wolfart. She had a let-off early on in her innings, first ball. This time, though, just squirted it out there to an easy enough catch. To a gully position, fielder, but yeah, nice and easy. Unfortunately, that's the end of Laura Wolfart. She's gone for 25. It's 66 for 3.
Coming in at number 5 for South Africa, Joby Trio.
Chloe Tryon in.
Chloe Tryon comes to the crease. We could be in for some fireworks here, Natalie, with these two.
It's exactly what South Africa will be hoping for. Dean is just one of those bowlers who just continues to pick up wickets. She's hard to get away. She's had a wonderful year with the ball. Oh, Daxon has fallen over in that shot, but Samuel got enough bat on it to go down towards the boundary for 4.
Some improvisation there from the youngster. We saw her land up on the floor herself and then running off without a bat, but lucky enough for her, she got enough on it. Swept around the corner, beating that fielder on the boundary. And yeah, another boundary for Dirksen. I think she's done herself a little mischief in the meantime.
2 sixes come off the bat of Annelie Dirksen, and She's had 7 fours so far in the innings. In England's innings, there were 31 fours alone. A couple of sixes as well. That's 136 runs that they got in boundaries. There's a lot of boundary hitting, but South Africa's run rate is just climbing a touch. Hopefully she's all right. She's always smiling. The other day when she was diving to make her ground, looked like she had done herself a little bit of a back injury. She still had a big smile on her face.
Just a little bit of cramp there. Bit young to get cramp, I think, but
she just slid a little bit. I hope she's flexible.
No wonder she's smiling.
Might be the first time in her life. We all strive for that. Don't always get it right. All right, she looks okay. So a little break now, so just needs to collect her thoughts again. That's well done by Daxon. She just watched it and let it go through. And that's more free runs for South Africa, not the first time today.
Yeah, four wides. Charlie Dean just straying down the leg side. Amy Jones unable to stop it.
Oh, it's well bowled. Very well bowled. Confident appeal, mostly coming from Charlie Dean. She didn't really look very long at her captain, though. So it is now 10 overs gone, and it's 76 for 3.
South Africa scored 129 runs to win the final 10 overs of the match.
Fowler having a chat with Heather Knight. Where does she want her fielders? Extra bit of pace now. Could work both ways. Could be good for South Africa, could be good for England. Same stage, England was 98 for 2. Right, Daxon on 18. Chloe Tryon has just joined her. She's come off duties in the WBBL for the Hobart Hurricanes, where she didn't have a lot of batting time. A lot more bowling than she did batting. So not easy to come in this situation.
The pace of Lauren Fowler back into the attack. Just the 2 overs of 14 so far.
It's been a good passage of play for South Africa in terms of runs. 49 runs in the last 5. So it's a little increase in the scoring rate, but that run rate required is still up there at 13.
Yorker on the foot there of Chloe Tryon, but squeeze it away for just a single. But every single brings an increase in that run rate.
I pinged off of that. It went pretty quickly. Tryon's got to get used to the pace of Fowler. She would have faced her as well before. She's got to get used to that pace again. Using the pace and using her own power to find the boundary.
Well, quicker they come, quicker they go for Annerie Dirksen. Moves quickly on to 22, just off the 9 balls. Currently striking at 244. Beautifully struck there by Dirksen. Finding the gap too.
Fowler has got it right in the block hole. And despite falling over in her follow through, she still finds the target that was required for England.
Can you take it back?
Yeah, that's a great delivery there by Fowler.
Take it forward.
full straight
forward. Yeah, freeze it there.
Umpires are having a look
nothing
here
behind the line.
something.
It's a no
They
ball.
have a look at the no ball.
They are checking
Go
for a
back to
front foot
on-field
no
umpire,
ball.
please.
Third umpire has had a look. Filer had fallen over in her follow through.
Yeah,
And
signal
I'm
now.
afraid
Signal now.
for England, it's a no ball. South Africa had the same issue in East London. Now it's England's chance. Yeah, that's a definite no ball.
Overstepping there by Filer. Brings a free hit for Dirksen.
It's good bowling. And she's slipping again. Just wondering, is this something with her spikes? Is it the pitch itself?
Either way, she's having fun. Made sure she got her back behind the line there, Natalie.
She's trying to use the pace as much as she possibly can. That one 120 kilometres an hour.
Yeah, that pace is up there. Particularly on this wicket too, where there's some bounce, some pace.
She's going to need some support from the other end. Tryon needs to come to the party as well. Look at the square leg umpire, and she'll have to re-bowl that. That's a wide.
Another extra to the total. Already, yeah, way above Tryon's head. Already 11 wides bowled in this innings so far.
Oh, that's good. That's so good at that pace. It's 84 for 3.
It's the end of over number 11. Anne-Marie Dirksen was bowled. However, it was adjudged to be no ball and therefore the wicket was overturned. Therefore, South Africa are on 84 with a loss of 3.
Wide run rate is 13.44 at this stage. England were 107 for 2, so well ahead. Dirksen, though, is going at a strike rate of almost 200. England now is turning to more spin in the form of Glenn.
Dirksen already proven that, you know, she can hit the ball, she's got a good eye, but she also has got those little deft touches as well. Maybe just to learn to know where the fielders are and find those gaps.
And she's confident to move around in her crease as well, jumping across her stumps. She's thinking, all right, I couldn't thread it through on the offside, so maybe there's some opportunity in leg side. So she's thinking, and that's good. Good intent shown. She gets going, Trial. We could also have some fun from that end too. She hits it very, very sweetly. Very clean hitter of the ball. She's worked hard on a straight game as well, hitting straight. And the average turn, a lot less here at Willamore Park. There's a lot of turn in East London. Sarah Glenn, yet again, using that straight line to good effect.
Beautiful delivery there by Sarah Glenn. Straight stumps to stumps. Dirksen tried to play across the spin, against the spin, over onto that leg side, but unfortunately didn't have any contact on there. Exciting innings of 24 has got to come to an end. Just off the 15 balls, it's 86 for 4.
The new batter coming in at number 6 for South Africa, Nondumiso Shambase. There are 50 balls remaining in the inning.
Nondumiso Shambase walks to the crease now. Two and two for Sarah Glenn. She's on a hat-trick and changing the fortunes of South Africa. And England now have one hand on the trophy.
Yeah, similar kind of delivery from the ball before. Probably a little bit more air given to this delivery. But Shangazi looking to play again against the spin, onto that leg side. And went straight through her and hitting that off stump. 2 and 2 for Glenn. Shangasis goes out for a duck. It's 86 for 5.
Worrying times for interim coach. Priya Adams involved in the side for a long time as well. Leading the calf, who batted so well the other day. There's a mountain to climb. She's on a hat-trick. There's only been 2 for England in T20 internationals, and it will remain 2. It's 86 for 5.
Declared survives the hat-trick ball. It's 86 for 5 after 12 overs.
Not pretty for South Africa. The disparity between the two sides has been massive this evening. England have been professional, have been dominant. South Africa have been misdirected and indifferent. Couple of 20s. Oh, almost a chance. Stuck out a right hand, it's deflected off it. It may go for 4 off the Chloe try and bat, and it does.
Yeah, you can sort of see what the bowler's trying to do there. She's trying to go for the Yorker, but it's just a full toss. And fortunately enough, the timing is good on Chloe Trown's bat, and it races away for 4.
Half a chance.
Oh, that's so quick, though.
So quick, yeah, I know. Quarter of a chance. It has to stick or not. She has a plan, at least, Chloe trying. The third backward point and third are in the ring, so she's trying to give herself room to angle it away past them for 4. Doesn't look pretty. And that could have almost cannoned into leg stump. She's deserved better than her numbers, Lauren Filer, 0 for 26 in her final over, but unlucky to be no-balled, which of course it was when she knocked over Annemarie Derksen. Oh my word.
It's good pace, isn't it? I mean, she's bowled with some good aggression, and when she followed it up, I know she bowled a full toss trying to bowl the Yorker, but you don't mind that. It's more execution, but the plan is there and you know what she's trying to do. But if she's going to bowl that length and that line, then maybe third must just drop back, and then she continues with that. But they know how dangerous Chloe Tran can be, and maybe the protection on that leg side.
In the air and sliced away to backward point, but again, having got the boundary early doors, it's the dots that follow that put increasing pressure on South Africa, needing 16 and over for an improbable outcome here. 115 or 44 balls. You look at the average rate at this stage and go, well, it's 7.2 to the over with acceleration to come at the end. Yeah, it's not a bad T20 innings. But when you're chasing 205, it looks bleak, and it is. Over the top of the keeper, Chloe Tryon's on her back, and it's away for 4. Extra pace again, 120 and some change from Lauren Filer.
Yeah, and that's why I just think the field set that she has, the third must really drop back. I know this one goes over the keeper, but if she's going to bowl that length, just drop third back and bowl that length and let the batter make the play. Yeah, fortunate enough for Chloe Tran, gets herself a boundary.
An uncomfortable one. Now she's on the ground. Well, it's all happening out in the middle. 8 from the over, 13 done, 94 for 5.
Thank you so much. We'll just line over you. That's fine, but it's not comfortable. I'll come round. That's all right.
That's a massively graphic illustration of the supremacy of the England side. 135 for 3. Look at the number of boundaries, more than double the number of boundary fours, Vic, and that'll give you an indication, one, of England's capability with the bat, but probably most of all, the misdirection of the South African bowling attack.
Yeah, definitely, and that's why you sort of look at the two bowling attacks and you look at the plans that England has and how South Africa bowled. I think they had a plan, but the execution was just terrible. Just bowled too many bad balls.
Sophie Eccleston. Saw a lot of that during the course of the England batting innings, backing away and lofting it over cover. It's good tandem fielding. Oh, it's not good running by South Africa. Chloe Tran wanted 3. She pushed hard. Nadine de Klerk hadn't done the same. On another day, they'll be cross with each other. Here they can smile.
It's just a good shot as well, isn't it? But and this is the difference. You probably look at that and you think, well, when England were hitting those, they were going for 4. But fortunately for Nadine, she probably thought it was going to go for 4. Actually, that's why she probably ran just the 2.
Very good tag team fielding. Smeared out towards mid-wicket. There's protection out there. So the T20 series is just the last rites being exacted here. It's when WinViz would say point something something of a South African win, 99% an England win, but soul searching to be done by South Africa. How do they remedy what has taken place here today, Vic, as we get squeezed in between deliveries? Carved out through square leg for 4. 100 comes up for South Africa.
Yeah, she can be very powerful, Chloe Tran. She gets enough timing on that one to get the boundary and to bring the 100 for South Africa.
Goes again, middles it again, one bounce four. Beautifully struck by Chloe Tryon.
Yeah, some hope. Maybe a little bit too late. But good timing again. This one was the first one down the ground, and this second one, she obviously just goes a little bit airborne, and the timing is much better on this occasion, a little bit slower from the bowler.
And middled by Tryon. Fired into the block hole. 12 from the over, and the run rate will go up. 14 done, it's 106 for 5.
The question that you're asking me, Brett, it's about what do they do it. It's like if there was one area that they probably go to is London. I thought they were maybe 20, 30 runs short. They probably needed to just crank it up a bit with the batting and maybe have a little bit more partnership, which never happened today. Today was just a bad day at the office with bat and ball.
The bat I can understand because of the extra pressure when you're chasing 200 plus. I think it needs a flying start, a bit of errors in the field from England with the ball as well, which they haven't. They've been very disciplined. And that's a very somber dressing room, and so it should be, because they've been a scrappy defeat in the first game in East London. Probably thought, well, okay, we're not far away from if we can up our game. But England have upped their game just that much more. I'd venture South Africa's bowling went backwards. Hammered down the ground, fielder there, just the one.
Especially on how England played in the first game, I probably felt that they'll come here at Willamore Park and probably have better plans and execute. But it just didn't look like they had. The field setting suggested there was a plan, but the execution wasn't there.
Hammered, two very powerful strokes. One found long on for a single. That one's peppered extra cover. Stinging drive. Ouch.
I think the other thing that South Africa need to consider is that just have a look at Nadine de Klerk is batting, because I think sometimes she's wasted at the bottom of the order, batting at 7 or 8.
Yeah, given her performance in East London, she had a quiet World Cup, so maybe that's the reason. But yeah, I agree with you. Given her performance in East London, she could have shuffled up one or two in this inexperienced middle order. They could have split her with an inexperienced and Chloe Tryon. Oh, was there an edge?
I think when she comes in, she needs to play like this. So there's no time for her to bat. And I think she's a proper batter, especially when you don't have a Murray Zan in the side. And the previous game, there was no Chloe Tryon. It's a tough chance, though.
Yeah, healthy edge. Too big a deflection to take. Difficult. Loses her shape a touch in this stroke. Will push hard, wanting to. Bouchier is sound in the deep. Yeah, I also think South Africa's out cricket. They put down chances to dismiss both Siverbrandt and Wyatt Hodge in their 20s. And they both went past the 50 mark. And that put extra pressure and extra runs on the total. Into the deep and all the way. A very good over is blemished slightly by that 6 at the end. She's still got great figures, 3 for 14 and 3, Sarah Glenn. It's 114 for 5 with 5 overs to go.
Yeah, good to see Chloe Tryon come back into the side and strike the ball the way she's doing at the moment. No, it's just a shorter side, but the timing is just so good.
91 off 30 balls. Improbable. Impossible? Perhaps not, but the possibility is remote. Nat Siverbrandt, who's shown her class with bat and ball in this. More with the bat, of course, but her effort with the new ball is so disciplined. Ouch, ouch, ouch. 1 for 7 and 2, and those 2 bowled inside the power play.
Yeah, but a change of pace as well, just to cramp Nadine de Klerk. But she's had a wonderful tour so far. She's had a wonderful year, actually.
She's a wonderful player.
Yeah.
Simply put, she's world class. Oh, a hand on it at backward square leg. Took the sting out of it. They're going to get back for 2. Just a half chance. Was picked up nicely by de Klerk. Sophia Dunkley launched herself to her left and got a weak hand on it. Couldn't take the catch. Evasive action from umpire Gaza. Oh, nicely in the hole. Something we didn't see much. We saw Danny White get out to a Yorker from Nadine de Klerk, but I can't recall an attempt at any other. England have been a lot more inclined at the death, even as just like a change of variety, is to get it in the block hole.
And that's why Nadine is so good, and that's why she picks up wicket. It's the lengths that she bowls and the lines that she bowls. I think with Marks it's a little bit difficult because she normally banks it in.
Oh, change of pace. A ripping slower ball. She was early on the shot. She likes to sweep. Times it, middles it, finds the fence. Crisply down the ground, but there is protection. Just the one. Player drops a bat again. It's not the first time this evening. Decent crowds coming here to Willamette Park to enjoy the cricket, but they'll have been disappointed by the home side's performance. Be interested to chat with Laura Wolfhard at the end of this to see how she feels. Just 4 from the over. It's 118 for 5.
Just had the mega auction in the IPL, and these are the South Africans that have been bought in the IPL. Certainly a good day for a lot of South Africans in that mega auction. Ryan Rickleton being picked up by Mumbai Indians. That's an excellent result from his point of view. There's been a few movements as well from the South Africans. 14 players bought in that mega auction. Of course, there are some that were retained, like Heinrich Klaasen was retained by SRH. But a big payday for a lot of the South Africans. Very exciting for them as well. Does hit it really hard. Sometimes you don't want to be the one to have to field it.
I think Eccleston knows she got away with that one.
She's shown that she can do leg side as well, but Eccleston is very hard to get underneath. That ball 88 kilometers an hour, and she gets it full, so you're not getting underneath that.
Yeah, Eccleston not having one of her best nights tonight. Still wicketless. It's going for 23 in the first couple of overs.
Makes some room, and it allows her to free her arms through the offside. She is some player, de Klerk.
Beautifully driven by Nadine de Klerk. Eccleston again giving it some air, some flight. Nadine de Klerk planted that front foot and smashed it through the covers.
This is interesting now for Eccleston. She's going to come around the wicket.
A little bit, everyone.
She's actually coming over the wicket, I should say. She always comes around the wicket. I'm just surprised as well that she is coming over the wicket. I haven't seen her do it too often to the right-handers.
Obviously struggling to find a line and length. Change of angle, also giving the batsman something to think about.
She has had her troubles against left-handers. It's against Australia. She has one of her worst records because of the most amount of left-handers. Hits it so hard, but hits it too straight in the end, Chloe Tryon. Tryon has had her troubles against Sophie Eccleston in the format. 5 times in 9 encounters. Eccleston has got Chloe Tryon out.
Yeah, again, driven hard. Eccleston got something on that.
Yeah, she's come over and just slightly changed things. It's 125 for 5.
There are 3 ball overs remaining in the match. South Africa, 129.
80 is required for South Africa of 18 deliveries. With a run rate required at almost 27, it's highly unlikely, of course. England going on their way to winning the T20 International Series. They won the first game by 4 wickets and now well on their way to a big victory here against South Africa, having passed the 200 mark earlier on. 3 overs to go. Glenn has 1 more. Oh, Tryon didn't know much about that one, and unfortunately for Jones, neither did she.
Yeah, I think if Tryon would have connected that one, that would have gone into DeSanton. But she missed it, Tryon missed it, and so did Amy Jones. Glenn coming in for a 4th over, Natalie, and she's...
That's number 4 for Sarah Glenn. A wonderful effort for her. The 4th time in her career that she's picked up a 4-wicket haul.
Yeah, we're just about to say that she's got 3 in the bag already. Well, then let's make it a 4th.
This time of Chloe Tryon. South Africa, 100.
She really has bowled with control throughout. Just giving it again a little bit of air, and again Tryon, the batsman, trying to play across the line against the spin. And unfortunately, Tryon has to go for a well-played 30. It's 129 for 6.
The new batter coming in for South Africa at number 8.
It's been a wonderful performance yet again by England. Disappointment of the World Cup is what they're trying to put behind them. It was a poor campaign for a team in such good form, not even making it through to the next stage. Sanala Jafta walks to the crease now for South Africa, and innings is in absolute tatters. Probably never really got going despite a really bright innings from Annemarie Daxton. Oh, it's so good from Glenn.
Yeah, this is wonderful stuff. A wonderful spell from Glenn. Doing everything right. I think England will be really pleased with this performance. Nat, both with bat and ball.
Absolutely. I know that Heather Knight did say she felt the fielding wasn't 100% in East London. There was a bit of scrappy moments at times. I don't think they've quite reached their perfect game just yet either. I think even tonight with such a dominant performance, they could still improve here and there. It's make it tough for South Africa to come back into the series in any form.
Yeah, and I think they've really enjoyed the conditions there at Benoni. The wicket have played really well.
Jafta plays that beautifully, using the feet and manages to get it inside out over the fielder's head to end the over now at 135 for 6.
And moved to the pitch of the ball. Chipped it over that inner ring. But I think these two now, Natalie, Nadine and Sinella, have just got to really play the shots, play the strokes. The game has gone. But just to give themselves some confidence going into the next game.
Sarah Glenn finished her 4 overs, 4 for 20. The best figures in T20 internationals is 4 for 12, which she took against Pakistan in Birmingham earlier on this year. Out to leg side, and that's gone the distance.
Beautifully picked up there by Nadine de Klerk. Picked it up beautifully there on her leg side. Straight off the middle of the bat for a maximum 6.
Thick edge. This outfield is quick. It'll be 6 and then 4.
Denting the figures of Natsiv above front. 10 off the last 2 balls. Just going still for 21 in a 4th over.
There's a big smile on the face of Nadine de Klerk when she hit that for 6, because she doesn't actually hit a lot of 6s in her career. T20 internationals, playing in her 64th game. She's hit 7 now. It was her 7th.
Yeah, she's obviously in good touch. The last game she showed a glimpse of what she can do. Not always had the opportunity in past matches.
It's very short from that Sipperbrand. Digging it into the surface, very little control from Jafta. Towel has ended up coming out from the back of her trousers as she bowled that. They have towels because obviously they're sweating and they're trying to keep the ball dry, and somehow that's come out from the back of her trousers.
That was a trick. Oh, off it. She even juggled with it as well, eh?
That's hit very well in the end. Boucher can't stop it.
Yeah, again, Nadine de Klerk pulled to the square leg boundary for a 4, went back in a crease. I think we're just recovering from that previous delivery when the towel shot onto the wicket.
Bet she won't be able to do that again. Runs in this over, 17 from it. Full toss, there'll be more runs. Not going right in that over for Nat Sivabrunt. It'll be her last over of the evening. 21 from it, it's 156 for 6.
Yeah, beautifully driven down the ground again by Nadine de Klerk. She's quickly raced on to 31 off just 20 balls. Again, another healthy strike rate. She was striking at 180 in the previous game in East London. Today she's on the 155 strike rate.
Nadine de Klerk has shown what she can do with both bat and ball in this series. Wasn't her best World Cup. With the ball, she was expensive. She made a very good contribution in East London. She's a really good player. Exton is continuing over the wicket, causing problems for Jafta.
Yeah, England, I think, will be pleased with this performance. Did the job with the bat. And now finishing it off with the ball. Scream of frustration there by Jafta. Not connecting with that delivery.
Going straight. It is aerial, but it goes far enough. Sonala Jafta has cleared the boundary rope as well.
Great connection from Jafta. Took the fielder on down there at long on and easily went over her for a maximum.
More runs. It just means a little more chasing leather for England in this last over. With that target just too far ahead for South Africa.
And so Sophie Eccleston, 1 ball to go. 40 runs. Not very often you see that from the #1 T20 bowler in the world.
She's human. She must be a superhero in the squad for such a long time. It's a great shot from Sonala Jafta. Just her second in T20 internationals. Recently celebrated her 50th game. And that's the last ball of the game. South Africa will end on 168. A win for England tonight by 36 runs. Means they take the T20 International Series with 1 game to play. Firmly trying to put that World Cup disappointment behind them and move on from it. all-round very good performance from England's point of view. They were asked to have a bat first. They lost the toss. They used the conditions beautifully despite losing a couple of early wickets. They were impressive with the bat. Put up a massive, massive target. And South Africa in the end falling well short of it.
Yeah, it was a big total to chase. Got within 36 runs of it, but it was all too much for South Africa.
That's for the home side to think about ahead of the final game at Supersport Park at Centurion on Saturday. Well, Bullfight won the toss, said they would have a chase. It was a good surface. Very different to the one in East London. Not as much turn as we saw in East London, certainly a lot more bounce here. It was lovely to see Lauren Filer in full flow, getting the ball up around 124, 125 kilometres an hour. She's got pace, she's got an X factor about her. And it was good to watch her do what she did today. But of course, as so often happens from England's point of view, their spinners doing such a good job with the ball.
Travel safety and see you again at Centurion Supersport Park on Saturday.
Yeah, Wolfholt there at the top with a 25, losing Brits early in the piece. Then just a few starts from Tunnicliffe, Dirksen coming in and clubbing some maximums there, with Tryon also scoring over a runner ball. But then all really fell well, 2 wickets and 1 over, and just managing to get to the 168 for 6 in their 20 overs.
All 4 of Sarah Glenn's wickets bowled. And only Shrubsole for England has done this in an innings where she's had 4 bowled. So brilliant by Sarah Glenn, using her strengths to great effect. They knew they needed big partnerships. They had a run-and-ball partnership with Wolfhout and Tunnicliffe, but that put them behind, unfortunately, because of the target ahead of them. Tryon and de Klerk tried as much as they could. Dartson was an absolute standout with her innings. Needed more support from the other end, though. That's Siva Brunt. She had an expensive night by her standards. Took 1 wicket in the end. Certainly Eccleston was very expensive. It's not often she goes for that many runs and is wicketless as well. But Sarah Glenn was a standout with the ball. And that's the thing about this England side. If one doesn't do it, somebody else will. Charlie Dean certainly played her part tonight as well. England win by 36 runs tonight. Take the series as well with 1 to play. 204 was a big target, always was going to be. There was a couple of half centuries as well from White Hodge and Nat Siva Brunt. A standout with the ball was Sarah Glenn. 4th time in her career she's picked up 4 wickets in an innings. So it's a win for England by 36 runs. We'll have a break, and then when you come back you'll hear from the captains.
It is a series win to Australia. India defeat Australia. What a rivalry. Oh, wow, that's big. Oh, my word! What a take! It's unbelievable! Here we go.
Meet the Shark Power Detect, Shark's best cordless vacuum, designed to capture dust, dirt and debris. When you have a Shark, you're ready for any test, every mess, every direction, forward and reverse for faster cleaning. Go from floor to carpet with Shark's powerful cordless suction. And when you're done cleaning, just leave the dirty work behind. Shark automatically empties and locks away the mess after every clean. Shark Power Detect, the smarter choice in cordless cleaning.
To the inconsiderate monster who has been stealing
win tonight for England has meant they've taken the series with a game to play. First game was down in East London. They won that by 4 wickets. And today, with setting a total, they managed to put enough on the board. So they've won the second T20 international ahead of the ODIs, of course, and they've won Test match in Bloemfontein. It'll be interesting to hear from the captains and also who your player of the match is. Let's find out from Brett Proctor.
Welcome to the after-match presentation here at Bullemore Park after the second T20 International. But before we begin, I'd like to thank all our loyal fans here and at home for their unwavering support, and welcome the dignitary present, the President of the Eastern Storms Cricket Union, Tato Mawagi, who will present the Player of the Match award. And that goes in a batting-dominated day to a bowler for a 4 for 20 and a 4-over ration, England's Sarah Glenn. As I said, Sarah, batting-dominated day. To get this award as a bowler must be a great achievement for yourself.
Yeah, definitely wasn't expecting it. I thought our batters were brilliant. I thought Dan up at the top, just playing her aggressive way, was awesome. And then obviously Nat Silverbrunt just coming in and doing her thing. And then some cameos at the end from Heather and Jonesy I thought was really good.
Getting 200 plus is always a score you're lucky to defend. It would have been a record chase here. What was your plans when you got ball in hand?
I think it wasn't to drift away from trying to protect the boundaries. It was still having that wicket first mentality. I think it's easy to creep into that with a high scoring ground. High scoring to defend. So yeah, just kept it really simple.
And a very different surface from the one you had in East London. This one had a lot more pace and bounce.
Yeah, definitely. I felt like that suited me quite well. So tried to just keep it simple and the stumps in play and use that pace.
Great performance, well done.
Thank you, cheers.
The player of the match, Sarah Glenn from England for her 4 for 20. Now to speak to the losing captain from the Proteas, Laura Wolfhard. Commiserations, Laura, not probably just the defeat, but the manner thereof, it must be disappointing to your side.
Yeah, probably not our best performance all round. I think let them get too many with the bat, didn't take our chances in the field, and probably, wasn't our best effort with the bat either. So
let's focus on the changes between Sunday and today, a different surface, but you can imagine that there's a little bit of rust when they come back after the World Cup and you play your first one, and much work done in the last couple of days. But whilst there were plans, the execution seemed to let you down.
Yeah, totally different conditions. I think we maybe got carried away with the extra bounce, maybe went a bit too short and wide. Felt like a lot of runs were scored through the offside. And I felt like when I was batting, they really tucked me up quite well and bowled good areas. I think they executed a lot better on this wicket.
Changes made to your side brought in an inexperienced middle order, and when you have to chase 205 to win the game, that puts a lot of pressure on the youngsters.
It does, but I guess in a way it also gives a bit of a free hit. You sort of know you have to go at 10s or 12s pretty early on. I guess it allows you to play with a bit of freedom. Just unfortunate it didn't go that way tonight. Whilst
the format is still the same on Sunday at Centurion, there's still much to play for in the ODIs and the Test match coming. It's a long summer, but there's plenty of room for improvement.
Definitely. It should be a similar surface the weekend as well, so I think we can definitely look at where we went wrong and hopefully rectify a lot.
Better fortunes there.
Thank you.
Thank you, Laura. And so to the winning captain of this particular T20 International and a series win for England's Heather Knight. Congratulations, Heather. Job done.
Yeah, really pleased. I think that's what we're about as a batting group. I think going 2 down and then Nat and Danny showing their experience but continuing to be aggressive and continuing to attack what was an unbelievable surface. I wish I could bat on there every week, to be honest. But really pleased. Obviously, series win is what we came out to do, and hopefully going on to the last one, we want to push for that 3-0.
Sophie spoke in an interview before the match about England playing fearless cricket, much like the Bazball brand of the men's side, and you certainly exhibited that today.
Yeah, certainly that was what we're about as a batting unit, really. When we get in these sort of conditions and the game's there to take on, we felt like we could do it. So yeah, really pleased, especially as we went 2 down early. I thought that was brilliant from those two. And then little cameos, Amy at the end, picking up some nice boundaries there. So yeah, really pleased with that. And it was one of those pitches where you're going to go for boundaries as bowlers. So keeping that in perspective as a bowling group is really important as well.
When you post a score like 204, there's obviously a danger of a little bit of complacency and a little bit of sloppiness coming into the bowling attack, but you showed great disciplines today with the ball.
Yeah, pretty good, I think. Nice to see Lauren Filer out there on a quick bouncy wicket. I was certainly standing pretty deep at slip, so that was really nice to see. And I thought we started and won the power play really well early, and that put them on the back foot, meant they had to score pretty quickly through the middle and back end. So yeah, really pleasing, and continued to take wickets throughout the innings, which was great.
Congratulations, well done. See you Saturday at Centurion.
See you Saturday.
The winning captain from England, Heather Knight, and that concludes the presentation.
Very happy captain in Heather Knight, as you would expect. She said it is very pleasing the way they played. It should be. Well, we've got a big game in the World Test Championship coming